Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wadi Fatima Azara, and now I will present my mid-test extensive reading for authentic material. The number one is about international journal with the title Developing Principled Materials for Young Learners of English as a Foreign Language by Brian Tomlinson. Based on the title of the journal, I strongly agree, because we can find out ways to learn English for young learners as foreigners. Based on introduction in the journal that although parents, teachers, and families want children or young learners to learn English, the child may not necessarily want to learn English because they want to learn if there is interest of or desire from themselves. On the topic, the principal criteria for material development and evaluation, the author believed that to write learning materials for young learners must be developed before staying to write, and this criteria must be used throughout the development of the material. The author wants to develop local curriculum where every age, sex, and experience of the inspector is different because it requires different material. The author only has the principle to use English as an effective communication tool. On the report topic in the language use, the author says the students need to know the language, such as being understood, rich, meaningful, authentic, and recycled English learner are to help them develop and instill a positive attitude toward English and learn it in readiness for the future when they need it English and are in a learning environment with richer inputs. In other words, the number of language taken by the brain from exposure to process is always much smaller than language available for it. According to the author, studying language requires a lot of time. There are a number of methods used to provide exposure to the language used. For example, extensive listening, extensive viewing, example film, poetry, songs, etc. Broad performance, extended text, etc. On the topic cognitive involvement, the author reveals that besides feeling while studying, language learners need to think too. The author has found that the best way to achieve cognitive involvement for young children learners are to assign them tasks that can be achieved, which encourage them to think but are being in their areas of interest, curiosity, and experience and appropriate for their current stage of development. This can be done through jokes, riddles, and problem-solving tasks. Invite personal responses to listen and read text entertaining while raising a problem. The conclusion is that young learners are souls who like to be pleasant, but the teacher must be more productive, fun, and able to provide the material well. Not all learning material must be disclosed in a serious way, but it must be with a joke so that students are able to handle it well. Okay, this is the number one about international journal, and then the next I will continue with the number second is about article, magazines, and newspaper. In this article, magazine, and newspaper, I choose about COVID-19, which viral today. The article is in the newspaper and magazine. I searched from the Jakarta Post, the first article that I read under the title Faces Behind Number, Remembering COVID-19 Victims. In this article tells about the medical staff who died due to contracted COVID-19. Not a few of the medical staff who lost their lives with makeshift personal protective equipment to help other people affected by COVID-19. The second article is about Tegal reporting zero COVID-19 cases. Thanks to PSBB, Mayor Tegal City is one of the cities that has implemented PSBB since the beginning. Initially, many residents protested and disagreed with the existence of this PSBB, but firmly the mayor of Tegal continued to apply the rule. I strongly agree with the existence of this PSBB because it is proven that the city of Tegal has succeeded in carrying out the regulation with zero patients for now. As good citizens, we must obey the government rules so that this pandemic ends soon and all activities return to normal. The third article is about Mimika region urging Jokowi to close the Freeport mine after workers tested positive for COVID-19. As we know, the workers at PT Freeport are mostly Chinese citizens, where the virus began. However, it is not because of that, but it is true that at work the employees will get together and it is difficult to keep their distance for other employees. I agree that this PT is temporarily closed or terminated so that the infected patients do not increase. Especially one of the employees in the PT Freeport has died due to being infected by COVID-19. The fourth article is about the latest official COVID-19 figure in Indonesia. The most recent case in the national figure has reached 40,032 cases, where more and more have been infected by this virus. All provinces in Indonesia have been infected with this virus. Therefore, we must remain vigilant and stay at home, stay in compliance with health protocols, and maintain physical distance. The fifth article is about PSBB. We believe PSBB has been implemented in at least 20 districts and cities throughout Indonesia. Although, as we know, there are still many regions that do not apply these rules for various reasons. For cities that have succeeded in suppressing the number of cases of zero is the city of Tegal. The city has implemented 2 weeks of PSBB. Other cities in Indonesia should have imitated the city so that this pandemic will end soon. Okay, thank you for the time who has given me, and the last say billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.